I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam's Hey Mom Special Holiday Edition. If you've been following along, you know Hey Mom has been working on a series of videos aimed at helping you if you've been asked to bring a dish to your family's holiday dinner. So far we've discussed 2 desserts, 2 side dishes, and today we're going to wrap this up with 2 appetizers. Today's first recipe was recommended by my friend Erica. It is a bacon green onion dip. Some people call it $1 million dip. Either way, it's delicious, it's a crowd pleaser, it's easy, and we're about to get started.
We're going to start this recipe today by frying up some bacon. I'm using a thick sliced bacon today, so I'm just going to go with 5 strips. I'm a firm believer that it's much easier to fry bacon evenly if you cut it in half. So I've cut up our bacon and I'm going to put it in a frying pan.
I've got my 5 strips, now 10 small strips, distributed evenly throughout my frying pan, and I'm going to cook this on some medium-high heat. Y'all have any guilty pleasures? Like things that you know you shouldn't do or things you know you shouldn't eat but you can't help it? I'm that way with Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. I flippin' love these things, and I'm fixing to have one while I'm waiting on this bacon to fry. I'm gonna go ahead and start the other parts of the recipe, and that's gonna be 8 ounces of cream cheese, and 1/2 cup sour cream, more or less. Y'all know I don't measure anything. All right, this is gonna go in the KitchenAid mixer for a few minutes, and we're gonna start tending to the bacon, but the cream cheese and the sour cream need to be really well blended. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn that on and let those 2 things start to get really well blended in the stand-up mixer. If I was gonna be eating that bacon, I'd go ahead and take it up. But since I'm gonna be chopping it up for this recipe, I need to get it super crispy. So leave that in there just a little bit longer. And then while we're doing that, we're gonna cut up a little batch of green onions. Have about this much. First thing you wanna do when you're cutting green onions is get those little stringy pieces off the end. And then what we really want is this part. Watch your fingers. All right, recipe calls for 1/4 cup of these chopped green onions. That looks about right to me. So that's going right in my sour cream and cream cheese mixture. All right, next ingredient, 1 cup cheddar cheese. I believe this bacon is cooked to the point that it'll be nice and crispy. So I'm just gonna pull that out of the pan, put it on a paper towel to let it drain and let it cool. In the meantime, I'm gonna save this bacon grease because that's probably gonna go in my green beans on Thanksgiving. This bacon is done, nice and crispy, so I'm fixing to cut it up. All right, I'm just chopping this bacon with the back of my hand like this, being very careful of my fingers. You don't need any holiday trips to the emergency room. And now I'm gonna add this bacon to the rest of the mixture. The essential kitchen item of the week is going to be a good set of cutting boards. And yes, I said a set. You don't want to use the same cutting board to cut meat as you do to cut fruits and vegetables, especially raw meat. So you want to make sure to have 2 different cutting boards, one for each. Guys, it never never fails. As soon as I start filming a video, my neighbors start blowing leaves, using a weed whacker, mowing the grass, anything to make noise outside. So I apologize if you hear a very annoying leaf blower in the background. It just seems to be a thing. All right, we have all our ingredients in here now, and we are just going to start to blend those around. I'm just using a rubber spatula for this. After I got all the ingredients well blended, I've now transferred to a serving dish. I think we're ready to give this a try. This can go on a cracker, but I'm kind of in the mood for some celery today, so I'm going to serve mine on a piece of celery, and that gives me the illusion that I'm being healthy. So I have to say, that's the first time I've ever had that dip or spread, and I think it's delicious. So thank you, Erica, for that idea and suggestion. If you don't think you would like that particular dip, or you need a second idea, stick around for part 2. I promised you 2 simple recipes today. Our second one is going to be a cranberry cheese ball. First ingredient, half a cup of pecans. Now we're going to chop these up, or you can buy the kind that are already chopped. Watch those fingers. Once we've got these pecans chopped up, we're going to need something to put them in. How about a big old bowl? Okay, so in goes our 1/2 cup chopped pecans, or pecans. It just depends on where you live, really. I suppose we'll just make this the essential pantry item for the week. During the holidays, y'all better just go out and get you a whole bunch of cream cheese, because it's in everything. Well, everything that tastes good anyway. So, next ingredient, 8-ounce cream cheese. 6 ounces dried cranberries. Dash salt. 1 teaspoon Worcestershire.
For this next step, we're going to put a cheese grater into this bowl. Not a big old bowl, just a bowl. And now we're going to grate up 8 ounces of a nice, creamy, high-quality white cheddar cheese.
We're going to transfer that to our big old bowl. Now I'm going to put on my other glove, because we're going to stick our hands right in this. I'm going to start mixing up this cheese ball. You want to make sure to get your cranberries, your nuts, everything blended really well so it's not all in one place in this cheese ball. Once you feel like you've accomplished that, we're going to form this into the shape of a nice cheese ball. And then we're going to get it on a serving platter. All right, it's looking pretty. I'm gonna position it on my tray. We're gonna serve this with some crackers, and I can't wait to try it. That's pretty. If you're the type of person that really likes sweet and salty, who doesn't? That's the cheese ball for you. You've got the saltiness of the pecans and the crackers and the cheese blended with the sweetness and the texture of those dried cranberries. That's fire. That is good. That's a darn good cheese ball right there. So let's recap this series that has consumed the last 2 or 3 weeks of my life. You've got 2 recipes if you're asked to bring a dessert, 2 recipes if you're asked to bring a side dish, and 2 recipes if you're asked to bring an appetizer. Hopefully all your bases are covered, and whatever you end up taking to your family's holiday dinner is going to be a hit. As a person who suffers with a lot of anxiety, the holidays can be an extremely stressful time. As much as we love them, being with our family can be an extremely stressful time. So I'm going to ask you guys to just try to relax, chill, be present, be thankful, be kind to yourself, and just take it easy. I truly hope you've enjoyed this series of videos. If you have, I would really appreciate if you would go down and hit that subscribe button for me, or hop on over to TikTok and check out the video teasers with music. In the meantime, turn off the TV, turn on some music, just keep jamming, and happy Thanksgiving.